Well, hello, everyone. This thing is on, right? Okay. First time presenter, long time listener. First time at the email summit, and it's already been so amazing. All the things that I cannot wait to bring back to my team and start implementing, and so many amazing connections that I've been able to work with you guys. I have a hype crew down there. That's so great. Thank you. Well, I'm Megan Aburas. I've been with Zappos for the last 10 years. And in the last 2 years, we've really revamped our whole email channel. So I came to talk to you guys today about some of those lessons that we've learned. Fun fact, I'm a shoe addict first, a blazer addict second. So good thing I work at Zappos and I get a wonderful discount to fund that addiction. So when you start thinking about migrating to a new email platform, I know in this room that word could be a little bit triggering, and you probably all might have some gray hairs from experiencing this yourself like I do. But when you kick it off with your exploration process, one thing I really learned is really getting in front of that with defining your why and what you're looking from your migration process. Really sit down with your team and understand, what are we liking about our current platform? What are we lacking? What do we need for the next few years to really be successful? And get really clear and crisp on that why before you even get started. That will make the process so much smoother. Explore multiple vendors. I know all the vendors are here loving that I'm saying that. Meet with everyone. Everyone's offering something different. You might not know what's best for your business until you meet with multiple people. So meet with everyone, collect as much information as possible. Really evaluate, do you want something that's more out of the box, or you want something custom? Because that's really going to determine what path you take forward there. And then this is one of the biggest learnings I had in this whole process, is getting stakeholder buy-in. There were a few years I definitely failed at this, but it's definitely a learn and improve and keep improving your pitch. Work with whoever you're working with for this migration. They can definitely help you, coach you. One thing that I did was go talk to people that had recently got things approved by leadership and quiz them on what was in your presentation. What did you say? What are the hot button things that leadership's super excited about right now? Tap into that. If you can get them excited, then you're doing well and you're gonna get a yes, which can be very, very difficult. I'm sure you all have been there. Now you've decided, you're starting to kick off that implementation process. My big advice to everyone, if you have project management resources at your company, beg and plead for them. When we kicked this off, we were a little short on project management resources because of some team members on maternity leave. So we kicked it off without that, and it was a little bit of a rough start. So assign someone, get a project management resource if you can, which is one of my big learnings there. And make sure you have a really tight project plan with milestones, and make sure you're hitting those so that you're achieving getting to the end of the migration as close to the initial plan as possible. There's always going to be things that pop up in the middle of it, so we all know how that goes, right? Cleaning up your data before migration. We are moving into a brand new house. We're not going to let our husband take that futon he's had from college into the new house. Let's clean up this data. Let's get it clean. Let's move over nice and clean into the brand new house. Leave some things behind. And this is something that I learned that I wish we had done a little bit more front-loaded in the process, is really start defining and finalizing like what you're improving your data schema to, if you need to do that, and getting your data dictionary really tightened up. This caused us a few-week delay as we kind of were working through some of those updates, when I wish we really would have thought about that more on the front end and been a little bit more prepared so that we weren't kind of getting stalled out on some of these decisions at that point. And one thing that we ended up doing and really thinking about a lot, and we had a lot of brainstorm sessions on like, what was the organizational structure going to be once we got into our platform? And we ended up going with a numbered structure, which I highly recommend, especially for anyone type A that likes everything to be super, super organized, where I know anything that's an automated campaign has a 3 in front of it. Every campaign has a number. So if I see an automation fail, a data extension issue, a campaign, a template, and it's got a 3.4, I know that's related to abandoned cart, and that has really relieved a lot of headaches for myself and my technical teams when we have to go dig into things. And then audit all your current templates, campaigns, automations. Think about what's working for your program and what isn't. If it's not driving value, don't migrate it over. It's not worth the resources. And if you aren't implementing any best practices, this is a great time to rethink that and start fresh. All right, you've made it that far. It's starting to happen. QA, 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 test, test, test again. As Aaron mentioned yesterday, there is somebody at every company that I swear gets every email that has a bug in it. Find that person, get them into your little QA group for this process. It will save you so many headaches later on. Have a good plan for your IP warming. I won't go any further than that because I know that is such a triggering topic for this room. And then monitoring your performance, making sure that automations are running, making sure your throw reports are good, and then how are things performing? Are conversion rates stable? Are open rates stable? And then one of my biggest lessons here is training, training, training for your teams. In cross-functional teams that touch the platform in one way or another, or just work with your teams, make sure that everybody really understands what's available in that platform and what things you can achieve. If you don't have everybody educated on those options, you're not going to be as successful as you can be. So it is really important to get your whole group up to speed on what is available there. And so some of the things that we focused on while we were going through our most recent migration, we kind of honed in on like 6 different goals that we had. Our previous platform was, for some of you that have been in email a really long time, you might remember ExactTarget before it was Salesforce. In tokenized sending, when that was like the newest, coolest thing, we were on a completely custom-built version of ExactTarget to accommodate tokenized sending that then they were able to rebuild for other clients later. But because we were in this like very, very, very custom and very old implementation, over the years as Salesforce came in and started adding things, we were kind of in a, I loved her analogy earlier, of toothpicks and bubble gum was like really where we were at. So, and we had a lot of like technical debt and dependence on our technical teams, and we were doing a lot of emails in HTML, so it wasn't very marketer team friendly. And as my team had kind of evolved from being very senior to very junior, being marketer friendly and less dependent on our technical teams was something that I really needed to achieve. We needed to improve and scale our audience targeting capabilities. We needed to easily be able to set up different customer journeys without having to rely on the technical teams, and improve reporting capabilities. We needed personalization capabilities, and through all of that, I needed to prove and gain efficiencies and business value for the team. So one of the first ways that we approached getting marketing team autonomy, being less code-heavy and HTML and tech-dependent, is we went down and we kind of audited our whole program and determined like what kind of blocks would we need to build out multiple types of triggered emails that we would need, multiple types of broadcast emails. We came up with this block method, and we had our technical team code out everything we need. So we are able to make updates to triggers on the fly. We can add things in. Now, instead of that, I loved the chart yesterday. It was like 6 weeks innovation dies to get something out the door. With this, without having to be super dependent on the technical teams, we're able to spin up a new trigger that we want to test out within 2 weeks now. So that's been a huge win for us. Being able to build emails in 50% less time, that's a great efficiency for my team. And because we're not having junior people touching any code, troubleshooting has gone down by 88% of our time, which is also a huge win. We're able to have different types of product feeds and recommendation feeds that we can literally just say, okay, I want my new arrivals, I'm gonna pull that in. I want a cart component in this email, I can pull that in. Just an example of what that kind of looks like. And then for audience targeting improvements, because we were in our toothpick and bubblegum era, we were also using internal tools for a lot of this targeting capabilities, really limiting, really time intensive, and we weren't able to like target as niche as we would want to. So being able to improve that was really important for us. Being able to kind of have all of that data within our platform so that we could say we want to target this customer group and we want to even divvy that up even smaller. When they told me to achieve that, my team was going to have to learn SQL. Nobody was kicking and screaming more than I was. I was like, we're trying to be less into code. But it actually wasn't super bad. Don't tell them I said that. And we've built a great library for my team of some basic things that they can kind of drag and pull over when they need to build a new query to get to an audience, and it's been amazing. We've reduced just the time we have to spend on figuring out audiences by 98%. And we're able to kind of look into our lapsed customers at risk, purchases different frequency ranges, and then divvy that up even further to whatever we feel like we need for that campaign. A third goal we had is we wanted to be able to implement multi-send customer journeys without having to involve our technical teams. So with that, being able to have those tools and not having to depend on our technical team to do these things, we were able to expand our first-time purchaser journeys. We've expanded Abandoned Cart 1 to Abandoned Cart 2, two-part series. We've launched a few brand-specific post-purchase journeys for our customers that are also product and gender segmented using dynamic content that we're super excited about. When we do large sale events, we put them into a journey so that we're not over bombarding people that might have already shopped and participated in that sale. And we've expanded our cross-category purchase journeys, all as a marketing team without having to reach out to our tech team to do this. We needed to improve our reporting capabilities. One of the tensions that we had at Zappos is we do send all of our transactional emails out of an Amazon tool, and then all of our other stuff is going through another email platform. And so having to go into two tools to see how these channels are performing is a headache for sure. So with going into a new instance, we were able to clean things up and be able to marry things a lot easier into a dashboard, which has saved our team tons of time in manual efforts of pulling things and trying to marry them together. And now we open it up every morning and we can see multiple trends that are happening at a campaign level or a channel level. And one thing that we were able to add, which has been so amazing for us to optimize, is what kind of product categories and brands are people purchasing from what email types, and we're also seeing what region people are purchasing things, which has been great because we can see, okay, the Northwest boots are picking up here, but obviously in California, like, we're still selling sandals, so we've been able to target and optimize our campaigns very well that way. And then personalization capabilities, we didn't really have any before. I know that's embarrassing to say, but we need personalization capabilities. So with our platform, we're able to use some of the out-of-the-box personalization functionality that they have, but it also opened us up to be able to partner with the Amazon personalization team and all of the feeds that they can provide us. So we've been able to inject those into a ton of our templates and launch a few new campaigns now that we're able to partner with them. And we're also now able to partner with some of the Amazon AI models, and we're injecting that into some campaigns and working through testing on that right now. And also using out-of-the-box functionality for dynamic content blocks so that we can target specific customers with different products. Example, only showing kids products to customers that are purchasing kids products and not showing that to the masses. And we use this a lot for targeting people that are in our loyalty program and then not to ensure that they're both getting messages unique to them. Oh, did I hit back? And then overall, we need to gain efficiencies and drive business value through all of this. So we were able to reduce time we were spending building marketing emails by 50% time. We reduced the errors we were having to troubleshoot things by being in more of this content block method. And then we definitely were able to reduce our tech dependence so we can act swiftly to set up new campaigns and optimize existing campaigns. We reduced our time spending on just audience management efforts. We reduced manual reporting efforts by 95% a week. And all of that allowed us to test, in the last 2 years, 76% of our marketing emails had an A/B test. So we're taking a lot of learnings and a lot of optimizations, and we've been able to increase post the migration, our open rates by 12% and click-through rates by 41%. And so this year, we've been really focused on some omni-channel consolidation to drive efficiencies. We really want to be able to make sure we're reach and frequency, we aren't over bombarding customers, and we're getting the right message to them in the right time at the right platform is our mission of where we're trying to head. So in 2024, one of our big focuses was we migrated our push channel into Salesforce. So now we're able to set up journeys that are involving both push and email, and being able to have a team that understands one tool, we've been able to increase the amount of volume of campaigns that we're sending by 100% this year. Another consolidation that we've had, we have a sister business, it's called Zappos at Work. They provide safety footwear for different types of industries. Delta is a customer that they work with. Shout out Kevin, wherever you are. They were using their own email platform, and they've learned kind of what we were doing and the efficiencies we have. They migrated into the same platform, and now they're able to take all of the templates and components and learning from our SQL knowledge to be able to migrate into that. and it's only been 3 months, but they've been able to improve what they're doing already, which has been amazing. And then SMS is something we're launching in Q1 next year, which will also be in the same channel. So we're really looking forward to what we're going to drive there. Thank you.
Megan, thank you so much. Fun fact, Megan came through us via her husband, Michael, who has also been a speaker for us at our Performance Marketing Summit, and I can confidently say you are a much better presenter than he is.
I am the better half.
It's got to be the futon. It's got to be the futon.
Questions for Megan? Yes.
Alex from Barbecue Guys. Is there any data that you guys decided to omit during the migration that later on you found you wanted to have? And if so, how did you handle that?
No, we did not find anything that we didn't bring over, something that we wanted later on. A lot of it was just migrating really old customers that we know we're not trained to reactivate. They're just too far gone. So that was a really great part of kind of cleaning it up. But and then getting some kind of fields we know we'll never use. We just didn't migrate over. But so far, there hasn't been anything that we're like, oh my God, why didn't we do that?
Sean.
Chris Marriott from Email Connect. I'm assuming your new platform could have handled your transactional emails. So why are you continuing to use Amazon and keeping those on separate platforms?
That's a wonderful question. It's technical resources to move everything over right now. So that is why we're still in 2 platforms.
Any other questions?
We love it, dude. You know we do. You're our plant. I know.
There's no more gift cards, Ryan.
Free shoes.
Damn it. During a lot of migrations, companies always find what we call mysteryware, which are processes that you just didn't know how they run. Nobody was there that coded it originally. Did you run into that a lot with a custom program?
Oh, yes. Yes, we did. And everything had the weirdest names, so nobody could figure out what it was. So one we still to this day haven't figured out, we turned it off, is the vanilla template. I don't know.
Megan, thank you so much.